Randomly on a Tuesday, October 29th, Nintendo out of nowhere decides to just drop a huge bomb on the world, on RPG fans, on Nintendo fans. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition announcement trailer. You are reading that right across the board. You are reading that right on this video, and I had to just capture the raw emotion of Xenoblade Chronicles X being announced. I've got all sorts of stuff that I'm planning. Watch my videos on Xenoblade Chronicles X. Watch all of my videos of the OJ Who Cried Wolf with Xenoblade Chronicles X saying that it was going to come in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. It was just over and over and over. But finally, it is here. I knew Nintendo would do it eventually. I knew they would, and they've got it done. So I wanted to react to it. Let's go. We've got some more information that I'm going to confirm or talk about afterwards. But yes, I'm very excited to get into this. Let's get into it, guys. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition on the Nintendo Switch. Enhanced. Let's go. Volume. Everything's good. Oh, the music. It's iconic. Oh, so good. My girl Elma! My girl Elma!
Well, here we are.
Yes.
Not too shabby, huh?
Woo! Look at that! Improved faces!
Giant beached spaceship, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Like it or not, this place is our home now.
New LA.
We took the name from the city it was modeled after back on Earth. We call it New Los Angeles.
Oh, yes.
Welcome to NLA.
Oh my gosh, this brings back the memories from 10 years ago. Let's go.
And so it was that another survivor came to join our band of refugees. Together, we resolved to forge a new way of life here on Mira.
Oh, the
Come
game,
what may.
the gameplay. Oh gosh, the mechs. Oh, cannot wait to do this again. But wow, like, that's what's so crazy about this game. Was just the open world was just nuts.
New
The
LA
mechs.
was our beautiful lie to ourselves. Truth is, we were adrift, heading into the unknown.
The online multiplayer is back apparently. Let's
Our
go.
native home was gone, swallowed in a shroud of light. And our future was uncertain. We had no idea what fate lay in store for us. Only that we had to keep living in order to see it.
Oh, so good. Cannot wait to go back into this world. Oh my goodness. Wait, hold up. Man, what's up?
Fancy seeing you here.
Who is that? Says fancy seeing you here? Oh my, March 20th, 2025. What? Wait, let's go back real quick. Let's go back. Who is that? Who is that?
Fancy seeing you here.
Oh my goodness. Who's that? Who's that dude? Let's go. I mean, listen, guys. This is something that I've talked about before overall with Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like, to get this game, like, first of all, I'm just super hyped. But to get this game in the way that it is, what it seems like to me, because if you've played the original Xenoblade Chronicles X, it ended on a cliffhanger and people hated it. And apparently, based off of what I've read so far, you know, afterwards, I just want to kind of see what was going on. Apparently, there will be new, like, story. Like, that's a whole new story element stuff. So that's gotta be new story stuff. That's all in there. So it's incredibly exciting to see that they're gonna probably fix up that story. Now, I've also had conversations with people where people are like, okay, well, are they going to tie it back into Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 and 3 and all of that? And maybe even for Xenoblade Chronicles 4. And I don't think so. I think this is a standalone which I think Nintendo's also going to say that, or have already said that. It's a standalone, and I think that what they're going to do is wrap up the story in there. Now, there already are, most Xenoblade, hardcore Xenoblade story aficionados or story theorists, they all kind of come to the conclusion, most of them at least, that Xenoblade Chronicles X is a separate thing. Now, you can tie it in briefly or kinda if you want to with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed at the very end. You can maybe tie some things in if you wanted to, but for the most part, most people see it as it's a separate thing because there's too many conflicting stuff with it. Now, obviously, this Xenoblade universe, there's been some retcons, there's been some things that don't necessarily quite make 100% sense. It's actually kind of complicated at times. You need someone to really break it down that knows it. But I will say this, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. All that matters is that the game is coming, and it seems like they're going to tie up the cliffhanger ending. That is the most important thing. The most important thing is that that cliffhanger ending is tied up, that cliffhanger ending is shored up, and then we get the real resolution that we deserve. Now, I think that this is going to be very similar to what we saw before. If you remember Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, people talked about that game, or at least Nintendo showed that off, and they actually had a whole chunk of unused the Bionis' left shoulder that they used for the Future Connected because they felt sorry for Amelia because, yeah, their whole race just gets obliterated. So they felt sorry for her and kind of what happened. So then they kind of made a whole side story for her. I wonder if there is actual extra content and different things that was supposed to be in the original. Actually, there is, but we'll talk about that in just a bit. And they were putting it back in. They're going to put it back in for this game. I think that it's very possible that that character at the end there, which could be just me, I'm just theorizing here, could be the original main character that was supposed to be in the game. Now, Monolith Soft even confirmed this beforehand, that they actually had to throw out a ton of work because they had a voiced main protagonist. I think it was going to be the dude that kind of looked like Shulk at the first trailer at the very end. That guy, I think that was going to be him. And they're going to maybe try to tie into Xenoblade Chronicles 1 better than they did, but they ended up just scrapping all of it and doing something else. I think that could potentially be that person in the hood. I've had people tell me maybe it's Malos or Mithra's kid. I don't think about all that, but I think it can be the original protagonist that was supposed to be. It says fancy seeing you here, so there's probably some connection obviously back to there, but I'm gonna leave it to the Xenoblade theorist people, the ones that are really good. I suggest Luxon. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be all over this after, he's probably getting tagged a million times on his YouTube and on emails and Twitter. So I'm definitely going to see what he has to say. And then, of course, we can talk about it in live streams. We can talk about it in new videos. I feel makes the Nintendo Switch complete. Xenoblade fans, we are winning. I mean, it was already a complete system, but now that you can play every single bit of Xenoblade games on the Nintendo Switch, to me, it makes the best system of all time for me. Once again, just my own personal opinion, I think that the PS2 and I think that PS4 and I think that the Nintendo DS, and people have all sorts of favorite systems. I don't care. You can list yours. But to me, this now makes the Nintendo Switch the best system of all time with all of these Xeno games. One of the best in terms of atmosphere, world building, characters. Xenoblade has it all. And now we finally complete something that people have been asking for so long. I've been asking for this. I've had videos over and over and over and over just asking, when are we going to get this? And finally, we've gotten this. They finally said, all right, dropping it on a random Tuesday when people thought Nintendo Switch 2 was going to be announced, which I always felt was like, yeah, they're going to change it just because people are trying to say that it's going to come out. No, I'm not sure if it was even going to be today. But either way, people are waiting for that. But this is really nice. Now, I have heard some people say, oh, well, now that it's March 20th, 2025, that means no Nintendo Switch 2 in March. I mean, we don't know, guys. I think that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be backwards compatible, and Nintendo might have a plan for Nintendo Switch 1 games on Nintendo Switch 2 in terms of patches or updates or something like that. Or even if it runs a little bit better, just brute force because of the architecture, NVIDIA, and what they're doing. So let's wait and see for that. I'm pretty sure Nintendo wants to have the smoothest of transitions. They want Switch 1 players to smoothly transition to Switch 2, no problem. So I think that this actually leads more to believe, in my opinion, one, backwards compatibility, which I think is kind of like already a thing, but also two, Nintendo is going to just take the Nintendo Switch 1 and make a better Nintendo Switch 1. Like, make a souped up, huge Nintendo Switch 1 with extra things added in for it to be a better system, like the new NSO playtest that's going on. Apparently people are talking about how that is going to improve the online play and all of that for the Nintendo NSO. So I do feel that Nintendo just wants to have that smooth transition. They want to have games, and they want it because not everyone's going to buy a Nintendo Switch 2 at launch. They're not even going to have enough systems probably for everyone to get one day one. And even if they did, not everyone in the world that has a Switch 1 is going to rush out and buy a Switch 2. So you still need to make money off of Switch 1. And I think that they still expect to sell Nintendo Switch 1 systems even while Nintendo Switch 2 is out. Very similar to the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Or even better yet, probably like more like the PS2 and the PS3. Because as the PS2 was pretty much on its way out and PS3 came in, people still bought a bunch of PS2 games. There were still PS2 games coming out. Sony was still marketing and advertising PS2 and putting out some stuff here and there. So I do feel that Nintendo's going to have a very similar strategy where they are going to have a plethora of Nintendo Switch 1 games, or at least from third-party developers, and a few here and there first-party games, even in the midst of the Nintendo Switch 2 coming out. And maybe there'll be some enhancements. I'd love for there to be some, hey, you can download a patch for Nintendo Switch 1 games. Certain games get enhanced on the Nintendo Switch 2. I think that would be really good. Or just force boot to play better or look better. I think that would also be awesome. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, we're all looking at you. So I do feel that this is really good. So I don't think that this really changes anything. I think that Nintendo's already had this plan. But I mean, yeah, sure, there's been rumors that it can come out in May or it can come out in April. I've been hearing April. There's some that say maybe second half. There are some that are saying first half. Maybe it's June. Maybe it's whatever. I don't know. All I care about is that they're releasing Xenoblade Chronicles X on March 20th, 2025. And we should probably know when the Nintendo Switch is coming out by then. We should probably know what's happening with the system. And I think that everything's going to be awesome. And I feel that Nintendo will reveal a plan for what they have for Switch 1 games on Switch 2 and going forward. So very good overall. What do you guys think about Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, the announcement trailer? Oh my goodness, I had to get this, my reaction to it. It's just so good. So what do you guys think? Sometimes I'm at a loss of words, even though I'm not at a loss of words. I just rambled on for like 10 minutes plus or whatever. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. You picking up the game? You should pick it up. You should buy it. That's an OJ certification, like buy the game. All right, guys, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you are someone new. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.